So I'm excited. Yay. Get to see all of you today. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk through the charts and I'm going to ask you to share your question so that everybody's got it. All right, Isabel.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Hi, very nice to see you, Maggie. Yes, my question is the following. As you see, I have a 3-6 profile and with a 28 gate in my conscious sun. And now I'm at a stage in my life where I have to find another job here in the new region where I have just moved. And I feel a lot of resistance to find a job. And my question, I was wondering if by looking at my chart, you could give me some tips and advice on where I can start to either focus on my gift or decondition. I know the center where it's open, and I feel in particularly my sensitivity to others' emotions and the pressure, especially stress. So I don't know
What kind of work have you done in the past?
I've been a career coach for the last 7 years. And I don't want to do that any longer.
Oh, a what coach?
Yeah, a coach in career development, helping people mainly to transition to a new job.
Oh, in career. Okay. So have you ever had your own business?
Yes, I did.
How did that go for you?
Not that well.
Do
I love the
know
job. I loved the job when I was working for agencies. But by developing a business by myself, I had a tendency to struggle to subcontract tasks, and and being a solo entrepreneur was pretty tough. And also there is something in particular special for me because I was working in a country where I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't like being there. So, but now I moved to a new region where it's much better.
Okay.
But it's pretty new.
Okay. Well, so you have, the thing is you've got the 3420, right? Which is the channel of the manifesting generator. And people who have that, and people who in general who have the 34 defined, tend to like to do lots of different things. They tend to like to multitask. And also, do you find that you have a lot of fast energy?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, because that's really fast energy coming from the sacral directly to the throat. And it's also individual circuitry. And so is the 5720 and the 5734, which is all that kind of complicated wiring over here. The 57's on the spleen. And so that sometimes can be helpful for people who do want to have their own business, because the individual circuitry means that you are. And you've got the 43. Where's your 43? Yeah, Mercury. So, because you're fairly distributed in terms of your circuitry, but you do have this beautiful 43. Do you find that sometimes you get really different ways of thinking about things?
Not really.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever get ideas that seem really kind of like, wow, where did that come from? I have no idea. That's really out there.
Yes.
Because that's kind of what I'm talking about is that 43 is it's a gate for receiving downloads from the creative intelligence of the universe. And sometimes they're really different than what other people are thinking. And so is the 28. You mentioned the 28, which is where your sun is, right? The
Mm,
sun is the leading edge of consciousness as it runs through the human design chart. So my question to you is, are you allowing yourself to actually receive and then look at how you could utilize in your life ways that you might, ideas or ways you might think differently than other people? Because that's the advantage of the 28, because the 28 is the gate of struggle, right, in traditional human design,
mm.
and or the gate of challenge in quantum human design. And do you feel like you sometimes fall into really feeling like life is a struggle?
Yes.
Mhm.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, the antidote of that is being able to go, okay, because, well, and this is not a criticism of you, so please do not take it that way. But do you ever find that you kind of fall into victim consciousness? Like, gosh, why does this happen to
Yes.
me? Why is
Yes.
life so hard? Why are
Yeah.
things coming
Mm.
at me? Like that's like where you feel like you don't have agency and like things are just kind of coming at you and you're just trying to kind of deal with what's coming at you. Do you sometimes feel that
Yes.
way?
Yes. And I must recognize that since I discovered human design, it helped me tremendously to see life in a completely different way
Good,
and to
good,
see new perspectives instead of seeing new only failures or yeah, it brings me a completely different
good.
perspective on life, a
Yeah.
positive one. Mm.
Yeah, because that 28 can be hard. I have the 28 to find him. I have the whole channel, 28, 38. It can be, Karen, my mentor, she likes to call it one of the gnarly gates, and I'm like, well, yeah, but I mean, it can be, it can be. But but to me, like the antidote of that is to say to yourself, okay, things feel really challenging right now. Where's my opportunity? Where can I think differently about what's happening? Where can I look for solutions that are out of the box, that maybe aren't the mainstream? Where are the possibilities for me to engage with my life differently than I have before? And where can I grab a hold of some agency and actually engage rather than feeling like I'm just kind of navigating the outer world? And that's about being able to go inside, because remember, this is individual circuitry. So it's about you. It's about
Mm.
you meeting you and how you relate to you on the inside. And that's where that change needs to take place, is on the inside. Because, like I said, the highest expression of the 28 is being on the leading edge of consciousness. It's like receiving the downloads from that creative intelligence and actually exploring them in ordinary reality. So that's why I was asking if you'd done your own business or if you tried your own thing, because a lot of times when people have that, they find that it's easier to do it if they have more command over what they're doing all the time. So that's just one thing to think about, is how can you, whatever job, whatever situation you find yourself in, is can you create space for yourself to feel empowered to be able to engage with your life, so with agency, right, with the sovereignty, rather than feeling like you're constantly navigating the outer world. And yeah, actually, you've got, yeah, that 43 is lit up twice. It's your Mercury and your Neptune also. So it's as well. So it's really like that ability to speak out things that are different is definitely highlighted in your chart. Um, so that's one thing. I mean, my suggestion would be to maybe write in your journal about it or talk to a trusted friend about it and just kind of open up the space to explore, not try to settle down on it too much. Um, you do have definitely some collective circuitry. So working in an agency or working in a company could totally work for you. I just think if you do have leadership energy, you've got both the 31 and the 45, which are two of the three primary leadership gates. Are you aware of that you have leadership potential?
Yes, I do. Mm.
And have you been able to act on that in your life?
Not so much. not so much. I would like actually more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say yes. So my suggestion is rather than trying to fit in, see how you can take charge. Because, you have support for that in your chart. And my guess is, how old are you, Isabel?
I'm 58.
58. Okay. So, yeah, so it's time then,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Are you aware of things in your way in terms of like inside, I mean, in your way in terms of wanting to take on more leadership in your life?
Really, not always. I have a bit of, I'm often confused.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Okay. So we're gonna have to wrap up, but what I want to say is are you working with your sacral authority?
yes, I do.
Because it'll take you out of confusion.
Mm.
If you
Yeah.
use your sacral regularly, it'll diminish confusion and overwhelm tremendously. Doesn't mean you won't ever feel it.
Mm.
But it will diminish it. Because it's just if you're wondering about this or that or the other, right? And that's one thing, and I'll end with this, is asking the generative questions. Have you watched any of my videos that talk about generative questions?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So what I would do is if you're thinking about a new job is I would use your generative questions for that. I would be
Mm.
like, I wonder what the best new job is going to be for me. I wonder if it's going to be in an agency. I wonder what size the company is going to be. I wonder what's going to be the best environment for me. I wonder what I would really, really like to do. What's going to make my heart sing? What's going to give me energy every day to want to engage with my life, right? You start asking these kind of questions and then you see what the flow of life brings you because that 43 and that 28 and the one, which is all about purpose, right? All of those are going to be like, here, we want to give you some insights about that, right? But you got to be asking and then paying attention to what shows up in your outer reality. And then you're asking your sacral to respond.
Okay, very good. I will do that.
Does that make sense? Is that helpful?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much, Maggie. Very appreciated. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. Okay, good.